Good evening and welcome to our outdoor yoga room in Sagamore Hills, Ohio, in the middle of the national park. We're happy to be outside with you tonight, and we're doing a sacral chakra practice with Marcia and Jenny, so thank you to Marcia and Jenny for being my lovely models this evening. The sacral chakra is the second chakra. The color is orange. The seed mantra is VAM, V-A-M. So you can always chant that to yourself to wake up that second chakra. The sacral chakra has all the sexual organs, the kidneys, the liver, and the element for the sacral chakra is water. If you look at the symbol for the sacral chakra, there are 6 petals that are the 6 qualities that we need to quit for purifying the sacral chakra. And those are anger, hatred, jealousy, cruelty, desire, and pride. The circles and the moon in the center of the symbol represent constant movement, never-ending change, to find happiness in the flowing of life itself. And again, the center symbol is the seed mantra, VAM, that is used to awaken this chakra. So today we'll move through a watery add-on flow, and we hope you enjoy it. Begin to wake up the breath, hand to your belly, hand to your heart. And feel your breath move between the belly, the ribs, and the top of the chest. Take a moment to imagine that you're surrounded by the color orange. Feel that color grow behind your eyelids as if you had a little lava lamp behind your eyelids and it was filled with orange liquid. And keeping your knees bent, begin to separate your knees now so they're in line with your hips, and place your hands at the base of your thighs. Press your hands into your thighs and begin to flatten out your low back as if you were taking a cat pose. Pull your low belly down. And as you inhale, release some of that press and find a low back curve, keeping your hands on your thighs or placing them next to your sides. Snuggle your shoulder blades closer to your sitting bones. As you exhale, find that cat stretch, pressing your low back down, low belly down. And as you inhale, find that low back curve, a little tiny cow pose here on the earth. Continue to move with your breath, pressing your low back down on your exhale. And inhale, lift your low back on that inhale. Just finding these watery little pelvic tilts. And bring yourself back to a neutral spine. Bring the soles of your feet together and your knees apart now for Supta Baddha Konasana, and you can wiggle a little bit and find that just right place for you to be on the earth. Take a long breath in and sigh it out. It's been a day. Take another breath in and begin to clamshell twist, stacking your left knee on top of your right. Take a breath in and out here on the first round. On your next in-breath, open it back up to Supta Baddha Konasana. And as you exhale, fold your right knee on top of your left. Deep breath in and a full breath out. Inhale back to Supta Baddha Konasana. Now it's your choice whether you want to keep this fluid and move left knee to right knee and back to center and right knee to left knee, one breath, one movement, or if you want to hold from side to side for a full length of breath. That's your choice. Just move and twist for a few breaths. And once you're balanced, slowly come back to center. Draw your knees in, give them a hug towards your chest, and send the soles of your feet up to the sky. Place your hands next to your hips. You can even tuck your thumbs underneath your low back for support if you like, and widen your legs out to the shape of a V. And as you exhale, cross your ankles. I don't care which one goes in front and which one behind, and then open your legs again. And as you come back to center, switch, starting to wake up abductors and adductors, your hips, your feet, your shins, your calves. And just keep this fluid, watery movement. Stretch both legs to the sky once you're balanced, and flex and point your toes a few times. Maybe circle your toes in the air. Draw your knees back to your chest and rock and roll yourself up to an easy seated pose. And sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands onto your knees or your thighs or your shins and begin to lean forward. Reach your heart forward and then roll your ribs over to the right thigh and curl back into a tiny cat stretch and roll your ribs to the left thigh. Reach your heart forward and continue making these circles with your torso. And take one more roll in this direction. And come back to center when you're ready. Switch the cross of your legs to the awkward cross, and we'll switch directions. So this time we're rolling the ribs to the front and to the left first, and then to the back and to the right, making these torso circles. And take one more circle around. And come back to center. Begin to unwind your legs into table pose. So tuck your knees under your hips and your hands underneath your shoulders. And from here, take some simple cat and cow poses. So moving with your breath, curl your spine as you exhale. And as you inhale, soften your heart towards the front of the room and your hips towards the back. Now your option to stay with this cat and cow, simple cat and cow. Or perhaps as you come through cat, begin to lift your knees, lift your hips for dog pose. Send yourself all the way up and back for this short dog. Take a breath in and out here. And on your next breath, begin to drop your knees for table. Find a cow stretch. Inhale, lift your heart and your hips. And as you exhale, find your cat back again, slowly lifting your knees to dog pose. And hang out there for a breath, in and out. Beautiful. And one more time, drop your knees, find your cow stretch, heart lifts, hips lift. And as you exhale, curl, lift your knees, and find your dog. And hang out here for a couple more breaths. Maybe pedal it out, maybe walk your feet back a footprint, make it a little longer. Begin to slowly walk your feet to your hands now. Find your forward bend, Uttanasana. With your next breath and soft knees, lengthen halfway. And with your exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lengthen halfway, sigh it out, big exhale. One more time, inhale, half lift and fold forward. Exhale, root to rise, up to stand. Reach your arms all the way up and fold your hands into heart center, Anjali Mudra. Wide arms, big circle, inhale. Wide arms, tee your arms, lead with your heart, exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway, step back with your left foot, low lunge, drop your left knee. Take a breath in and out here, hanging out with your fingertips on the ground. Send your hips back for half Hanuman. Pop your right toes up and lead with your heart. So even here, finding a tiny cow pose, a tiny cobra pose in your upper chest. Bend into your knee once more. Bring your hands to your thigh and upright your spine. Reach your hands straight forward, plug your shoulders in, and raise your arms up and back. Find a tiny back bend, lift your upper chest. Beautiful. Take one more breath and slowly release your hands down. Step into forward fold. Left foot meets your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to let go. Root to rise, up to stand. Reach all the way up and fold your hands into heart center. One more time. Inhale, rise all the way up. Lead with your heart. Tee your arms forward, bend. Inhale, halfway lift. And let it go. This time we'll step the right foot back. Coming into low lunge. Drop your knee. Hang out here. Hands on the earth. Deep breath. Full exhale. Send your hips back and pop your left toes up this time. Half Hanuman. Again, leading with your heart, stretch your chest forward, draw your shoulder blades back. With your next breath, bend into your left knee, hang out right there. And put your hands on your left thigh, upright your torso. Reach your arms straight forward, plug your shoulders in, lift your arms, lift your heart. Low lunge. Take a little back bend here. Slowly release your hands to the earth. This time step back to plank. Pause right there. 3 breaths. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, bringing yourself to the earth for your back bend. That might be cobra or upward facing dog or maybe a sphinx pose. Keep your elbows soft and your heart leading the way. And when you're ready, come back, downward facing dog. Send your right leg high, 3-legged dog. Keep your hips balanced for this one. Come way up on your left tippy toes. Make yourself a little bit taller. Curl your right knee in and step through. Coming back to low lunge, drop your left knee. Come back half Hanuman. Send your hips back, pop your toes up. Deep breath in, full breath out. Bend into your knee, lift that back knee, and bring your heel to the earth, warrior 1. Rise up, lift your heart. Inhale. Open your arms, how wonderful. Exhale, soften your shoulders. Inhale, raise your arms and float your hands to the floor. Step back plank pose. Again, opportunity to flow through, and we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Raise your left leg, 3-legged dog, keeping your hips balanced. Come way up on your right tippy toes to give yourself some height. Curl in and step through, low lunge, drop your right knee. Send your hips back, half Hanuman, pop your left toes up. Take a breath in and out here. Bend into your knee, lift your right knee, plant your right heel, warrior one. Rise with your breath, float your arms up. Exhale, open your arms, how wonderful. Take a breath in and out. Float your arms up and all the way down to the earth. Step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And let it go, exhale. Root down, rise up, stretch your arms up, lift your heart, tiny back bend. Exhale, hands to your heart. Send your hands right next to your hips so your palms turn forward. Bend your knees, chair pose. Root your weight into your heels, stretch your chest forward. Take a breath in and out here. Straighten your legs, reach your arms up, little back bend. Come back to that chair pose. Exhale. Inhale, reach up, lift your heart. Exhale, chair pose, bend your knees. One more time. Inhale, reach up, forward fold, hands through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let go. Step back or hop back to plank or chaturanga and move through a flow. Whatever you like. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Back bend of your choice. Downward facing dog. Raise your right leg, bend, twist, and open this time. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Raise your legs, square your hips, curl in and step through to low lunge. Drop your left knee. Ardha Hanuman, send your hips back and your toes up. Stretch your chest forward. Bend into your knee, lift your left knee, warrior one, rise up. Reach your arms up. Exhale, how wonderful arms. With your next breath, arms rise and lengthen your right leg at the same time. Exhale, bend to how wonderful arms. Warrior one, bend your right knee. Beautiful. Do that a couple more times. Inhale, legs and arms long. Exhale, bend, how wonderful. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Keep that knee bent. Reach your arms up. And begin to float your left hand to your left inner thigh. Keep your right arm reaching up for a reverse warrior one. Yeah, so take it behind you to your left inner thigh. There you go. So pretty. And just hanging out here in this reverse warrior one. Take another breath in here. And as you exhale, come back warrior one. Float your hands to your heart, and we're spinning to Skandasana. So bend your left knee and pop your right toes up. You can put your hands down or leave them at your heart. And then float back to the front of the mat. Bend that right knee. You can come up higher. One more time, float into the bend of the left knee and begin to turn to high lunge. So the left knee is over the left heel. Right hand down, left arm reaches up for a twist. Soften into your shoulders and into your breath. Return your left hand to the mat, your right heel to the mat. Warrior two, rise up. Send your arms wide. Take your gaze beyond your left fingertips. Flip that left palm for reverse warrior. Hand down the back leg or maybe around for a half bind. Sweep your elbow to your thigh, extended side angle, Parsvakonasana. Stretch your right fingertips forward. Take a breath in and out here. And one more for good measure. Rise back up to warrior two. Float your hands back to your heart. Find goddess pose facing the long edge of your mat. Heels in, toes out. Bend your knees. Take a breath in and out here. Begin to lengthen your legs. Turn your left toes forward and your right toes out for triangle. Oh, Left toes towards me forward. Right toes towards the front of the mat for triangle. There we go. Open your arms wide. Tip forward and down. Reach that left arm to the sky. Deep breath here. Beautiful. Full breath out. 2 more breaths. Tap into the strength of your core, the length of your spine. Look down to your right big toe and cartwheel your hands down to frame it. Bend your knee and drop your left knee to the mat. Low lunge again. This time we'll twist and bind. So keep your left hand on the floor. Stretch your right hand up or back, perhaps bending your left knee to reach back for your ankle or your heel, or to just maybe bend it. You don't even have to get it. Take another breath in and out here. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot and step back downward facing dog. Opportunity to flow through here or just pedal out your dog, because we're going to do that whole flow again on the other side, but I'm going to have you guys switch sides. So for those of you at home, you can stay exactly as you are, but I'm being kind to my models today so they don't have to model from their back side for the whole second side. Come up to the top of your mat, forward fold, soften your knees and rise all the way up. And fold your hands into heart center. I'm going to have Marcia and Jenny skip to the back of their mats now, and we'll do this whole flow on the other side. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, set your hands down, step back plank pose, and flow through. Or don't. And we'll meet again in downward facing dog. Raise your left leg, bend, twist, and open. Enjoy your breath. Extend your leg, balance your hips, and step into low lunge. Drop your right knee. Ardha Hanuman, send your hips back, your toes up. Bend your knee, low lunge. Lift your right knee and come into warrior one. Send your heel to the floor and rise up. Open your arms on an exhale. How wonderful arms. Inhale, raise your arms, lengthen your left leg. Exhale, bend your knee. How wonderful arms. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, bend. And 1 more time, lengthen and bend. Keep your left knee bent, raise your arms to the sky, and take your right hand to your right inner thigh for reverse warrior one. Reach up and back. Beautiful. Lift your heart. Second time's a charm. Take 1 more breath here. Raise your arms up, bring your hands to heart. We're taking Skandasana with a big bend in the right knee. So you're shifting back, pop your left toes. Hands can come down, or hands can stay at heart. Shift to the bend in the left knee to the front edge of your mat, and shift back to the bend in your right knee. Turn to a high lunge back of the mat, so your right knee is over your right heel. Left hand down, right hand up for a twist. Take another full breath in and out here. Bring your hand down, plant that back heel, rise to warrior two. Extend your arms, take your gaze out over your right fingertips. Reverse your warrior, flip your palm and reach up and back. Left hand can come down your leg or around for a bind. Elbow to thigh, Parsvakonasana, extended side angle. Left arm reaches towards the back edge of your mat. Palm turned down. Roll the left ribs and the left lung open to the sky. Rise to warrior two. Fold your hands back to your heart, goddess pose. Heels in, toes out, facing the long edge of your mat. Deep breath in and a full breath out. I'm not gonna lie, it's warm out here. And that cool little breeze that just came through was pretty awesome. All right, stretch your legs long. Turn your right toes towards me, left toes out for triangle. Open your arms wide and tip forward and down. Extend that right arm up to the sky. Deep breath in and a full breath out. 2 more of those. And 1 more long breath. And a full exhale. Look down towards the earth. Bend your left knee and frame your foot. Come down to low lunge. Drop your right knee. We'll take that twist and maybe a bind. So right hand stays down, left arm sweeps back. Maybe you bend your right knee and maybe not. Maybe you can reach your heel, and maybe you're just stretching a jazz hand back there towards your foot. Jazz hand. Soften your shoulder blades, draw your throat back, your ears back, lay back. Take 1 more breath in here. Cartwheel your left hand down, lift your right knee, and step to plank pose. Flow through, or don't. And meet me in a downward facing dog. Come up onto your tippy toes, hop forward, step forward, forward fold, Uttanasana, lift to a flat back, and exhale, fold. Root to rise all the way up to stand, reach up, and exhale your hands to your heart. I'm going to have them switch again because we're going to do that whole flow a little faster, and we're going to add a little pigeon on to the end. So a little reward at the end. There is end in sight. Coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's start with that flowing chair pose. So reach your arms up, lift your heart. Exhale, bend chair pose. 2 more of those. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, chair. And 1 more time. Inhale, reach up, forward fold, big exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, let it go. Step your left foot back and drop your left knee. Low lunge, coming right back to half Hanuman. Shift your hips back, your toes up. And bend your knee, rise up, warrior 1. Plant your heel, raise your arms. Stretch your right leg long, all your limbs long. Open to how wonderful. Arms, bend your knee. Reach your arms up. Let's take that reverse warrior 1 from here. So bring your left hand to your left inner thigh, reach your right arm up. Take another breath in here, rise warrior 1. Hands to heart, Skandasana, back of the mat. Bend your knee, we're staying right here. So bend your left knee, widen your thighs, hang out for a breath or 2. We're not shifting to the other side on this round. Begin to spin to the back of the mat. High lunge twist. Right hand down, left arm reaches up. Deep breath. Exhale, hand to the earth. Warrior 2. Rise up, plant that back heel. Reverse your warrior. Flip your palm and reach up and back. Extended side angle. Elbow to thigh. Right hand stretches forward. Take a breath in. And a full breath out. 1 more breath here. Warrior 2, hands to heart, goddess pose. Fold your hands in, your heels in, your toes out. Settle in. Take a breath in and a breath out. Turning the right toes to face the top of the mat, left toes to me. Find your triangle. Open your arms and tip down. Lift that top arm to the heavens. Take a deep breath in. Look to the earth, find your low lunge. Hands down, bring the left knee down and twist open. Either stretching that right jazz hand back, maybe bend your knee, maybe reach for your foot. Keep your heart open. Curl those right ribs open, right lung open. And 1 more breath here. Release your foot, release your hand. Take a 3-legged dog, right leg rises. Big breath in here, lift up to those left tippy toes and find your pigeon. Right knee wider than your right wrist. Up on your fingertips, wiggle back through your left toes and bring yourself down to the earth. And find some stillness. We've had a lot of constant watery movement here, so enjoy being still. From Madison Taylor of the Daily Om. Like us, the sea is ever changing. And like us, the earth's vast oceans appear at a distance to be stable and homogeneous. But beneath the mask of solidity that both we and the sea wear, there lies unpredictability, sensitivity, and power. There is much we can learn from the ocean, representative as it is of our inner landscapes. The rough sounds of the sea's waves are spiritually soothing, and its salt can purify our physical selves. Yet not everyone has the luxury of living by the shore or even visiting the coastlines where water and land meet. The ocean, however, exists in our conscious minds, put there by images we have seen and descriptions we have read. Wherever we are, we can access that mental image and use it as the starting point from which we can help to heal our emotions by meditating on the sea. Feel that wave-like breath coming through you. Take one more full round of breath here. On your next inhalation, bring your hands to the mat. Find a pose of release for you from this pigeon. So maybe that's a three-legged dog or table. Maybe it's child's pose. You all can stay exactly as you are, but I'm going to have Marcia and Jenny take their downward facing dog to the back of their mat. So we're facing the other direction. From your downward facing dog, extend your left leg. Take a breath here, curl your knee in and step through. Drop your right knee for low lunge. Come back half Hanuman, send your hips back, your toes up. Bend your knee and rise to warrior one. Plant your right heel, rise all the way up. Stretch your arms long, your legs long, all the way long. Bend your knee, how wonderful arms. Keep your knee bent and stretch your arms up. Find reverse warrior one. Right hand to the back inner thigh, left arm reaches up. Turn your heart up to the sky. Come back, warrior one. Fold your hands to your heart, Skandasana. Bend deeply into the right knee, pop the left heel and or left toes and find your Skandasana right here. Hanging out, not moving. Slowly turn to the back of the mat for high lunge. Left hand down, right hand up. Find your twist. Take another breath in here and release your hand, release your heel, warrior two, rise up. Take a deep breath in and reverse your warrior. Soften into the bend of your right knee. One more breath here. Find your extended side angle, elbow to thigh. Stretch your left hand to the back of your mat. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Rise to your warrior two. Fold your hands to heart, goddess pose. Heels in, toes out. Settle in. 3 breaths. Stretch your legs long. Turn your left toes back to the top of your mat, your right toes towards me. Triangle pose. Open your arms. Send your left hand down and your right hand up. Take a deep breath here and a full breath out. And one more of those. Deep breath in and a full breath out. Look down to your left big toe. Bend your knee. Frame your foot. Come to low lunge with a twist. Right hand down, left hand up. Maybe a bind. Reach your left hand back. Maybe bend your right knee. One more breath here. Gently release your foot. Bring your hands down. Three-legged dog. Left leg rises. Take a breath in here. Come way up on those right tippy toes. Curl your left knee in, coming to pigeon. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Wiggle back through your right toes, your right knee. Balance your hips. Engage your core. And bring yourself down to meet the mat. Enjoy the stillness. Come back to the setting of the sea or the ocean. Visualize yourself sitting on the beach, facing the ocean, and watching the waves advance and retreat. As each new wave of seawater approaches, imagine it carrying healing energy towards you. The magnificent ocean in your thoughts is sending you light and love, while the sun supports your healing efforts and Mother Earth grounds you in the moment so healing can begin. Just as the ocean's tides sweep the shores free of debris, restoring balance, so can the waves in our mind's eye cleanse our souls of what no longer serves us. One more long breath in and out here. And begin to slowly return your hands to the earth. Find your pose of release, three-legged dog or table or child's pose. Bring your knees to the earth, cross your ankles, and come to a seated pose, Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees apart. You can rock around a little bit on your sitting bones, draw the flesh away from your seat. Bring your hands to your shins, find the tiniest little cow pose, lift your heart. And find a slouchy, lazy little cat stretch here. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, get a little lazy in your Baddha Konasana. Do that one more time. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, soften and round your spine. Find neutral spine. Draw your knees together. Move your hips to the center of your mat and slowly bring yourself down to the earth. As you arrive on the earth, bend your knees so your heels are close to your hips. Begin to find a flow in some bridge poses. So snuggle your shoulders, slowly lift your hips, your low ribs, your upper chest. And as you exhale, let everything pour back down to the floor. Allow this to be really wave-like and connecting breath and movement. Take one more round of the flowing bridge. And the next time you bring your hips down to meet the mat, heel toe your feet a little bit wider and allow your knees to windshield wiper from side to side, as if you were in a nice, slow, soft rain. As we come to the end of our practice today, if there's a last bend or twist or stretch that you need prior to Shavasana, please feel free to take that. And you can set yourself up in the best way that you know. Perhaps it's legs up the wall or Supta Baddha Konasana, or a simple legs long, hands next to your hips. Get reconnected to your breath, envisioning that wave-like breath coming in and flowing out. Envision the waves coming in, bringing you that healing energy and taking away what no longer serves you. If your mind grows busy, you can return to this image of the waves coming in and going out, or you can silently chant the seed sound of the sacral chakra, silently to yourself, the word Vam. If you have more time to spend in Shavasana today, please feel free to stay. If you're moving on with your day, begin to deepen your breath. Bring some movement to your toes and your fingers. And begin to slowly draw your knees in towards your chest and find a gentle rocking movement from side to side. Move yourself onto your right side and enjoy the pause. Press your hands into the earth and move yourself to an easy seated pose, whatever that means for you. Fold your hands back into heart center. The sacral chakra is a release of anger, hatred, jealousy, cruelty, desire, and pride in order to feel its true openness and wave-like energy. Take a moment to notice if there's anything in your life related to these 6 petals for which you need to let go. Thank you so much for moving with us. A lot of continuous fluid movement tonight, and for enjoying some stillness and meditation along the way. In gratitude to Jenny and to Marcia and to all of you, let's bow to one another as we say, Namaste. Thank you.